Mimi is with
Mimi.
us in New York. Hi, Mimi. How are you?
Good afternoon, Mr. Ramsey. Thank you for letting me speak.
Sure. How can I help?
Uh, Mr. Ramsey, I have a property in New York, and if I sell this property, I am going to net between $200,000 and $250,000 from the sale.
Mm-hmm.
And I am wondering I have a student loan debt of $185,000.
Good Lord.
So I'm
Are you a
wondering.
doctor?
No, no, but school in New York is very expensive.
It's not that expensive. What's your degree in?
I have a double degree in organizational management and entrepreneurship from a top school in New York.
Yeah, great.
A master's degree.
So what's your household income?
Well, this year it's been a rough year, so I will clear $150,000.
Okay. Well, that's good news. Okay. Would I sell a piece of property to pay off $185,000 in student loan debt? Yes, I would.
Well, I knew you would say that, but my question was, could the alternative to that be putting the money in an index fund and using the interest to pay it off over, say like 10 years?
Let's pretend you could borrow $1 million in student loans, and you would invest them in an index fund and use that money to pay it off in over 10 years. Would you do that?
That's it.
No.
Okay, no.
No, you would not do that. And the reason I bring the example and I make it large is it makes you feel the risk that you apparently didn't feel when you were borrowing on your student loan debt in order to invest in mutual funds or index funds. I like index funds. I like mutual funds, but there's risk inherent in those. And then when we studied 10,000 millionaires, we talked to zero of the 10,000 that said, I refused to pay off my debt. Instead, I used all the money while I stayed deeply in debt to invest, and that's what made me wealthy. None of them said that. Zero out of 10,000. All of them had a very similar story to, I became wealthy because I got out of debt and I steadily invested, not because I borrowed money to invest. It just wasn't there. We didn't find anybody that did this. And so it's a set of math that assumes no risk is why. You don't think that you're not perceiving that there's actual risk between a student loan debt being there, which adds risk to your portfolio, and then you've got your money invested in the stock market, which is volatile, and and you're going to ride that wave. There's risk there. It's not usually back-breaking risk, but it doesn't lead you to wealth. We have no data points of people doing that on a large scale that causes it. And so we're always going to lead you. Your shortest path to wealth and is because the debt-free place gives you not only a place of high cash flow so you can invest, but it also gives you a place that is solid. You're on solid ground that doesn't move. And when things go up and down and sideways and up and down and sideways, everybody takes 1 step forward and 3 steps back, 4 steps forward and 7 steps back. And there's all this gyration and rhythm in these people's lives that take risk all the time. And so, no, I'm going to tell you to pay off the student loan debt. I'm really sorry that you went that far in debt for that degree.